Go ahead and press record before I forget. For those that can't make it on live, give me a second. All right, awesome, guys. Let's go ahead and get started. This class is all about making your hips nice and happy, especially if you live a sedentary lifestyle with work. This is going to be a really good class for you to lengthen and strengthen your hips and release any tension you might have in that area. So we're actually going to start in a reclined Supta Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet are going to come to touch as if you're in a butterfly. Knees come out wide, and then you're slowly going to recline all the way down onto your back. You can have the hands overhead to get a nice little chest and shoulder opener, or maybe you rest both hands on the belly. And just slowly begin to soften the gaze or flutter your eyes closed here. And if this is too much on your hips, you're more than welcome to draw the knees together and plant the feet down onto the floor. Whatever might be comfortable for you. And just shrug the shoulders away from the ears, just freeing up the neck. And if your palms are resting on your belly, try to breathe into that space. Inhaling through the nose and sending the breath all the way into the lower belly, deep into the hips and into the lower back. And allow everything to relax down as you exhale. Filling up completely with each inhale, expanding, stretching out the back, chest, and your belly. And on the exhale, letting go of any stagnant energy, anything that may not be serving you today, just letting it all go. Just staying with a nice steady breath here as you breathe in and out through the nose. And just take a moment here to notice how you feel today. Notice what you might be thinking about and what your breath is like. Allowing your thoughts to come and go. Trying to bring all your awareness to your breath. Allowing each breath to get deeper and louder. Lengthening the breath a little bit more with every inhale. And as you exhale, letting it all go, releasing it out. Take a big inhale through the nose. As you exhale, open the mouth side out. Another deep breath in. Exhale, release it out. And then begin to take some wiggles in the body here. Maybe you rock your head from side to side. Maybe blinking the eyes open. And if you have your hands overhead or on your belly, go ahead and take them to the thighs. And then draw the knees back in towards one another. Go ahead, take a moment here to bring your knees from side to side as you windshield wiper them. Releasing that tension in the hips. And then coming up right through center, go ahead, extend the left leg long. Draw the right knee in towards your body, grabbing your shin here and pulling it in towards your chest. Taking one breath here. And then go ahead and grab your peace finger, so your pointer finger and your middle finger, and you're going to begin to straighten out that right leg And go ahead and grab your big toe, and you're gonna come into a half happy baby. So you're gonna start to bend the right elbow, drawing the right knee closer to the ground here. Maybe you begin to rock that leg up and down, creating some movement, or maybe you take a stagnant position here. Taking one more breath. And then drawing that knee back towards your chest. Go ahead and bend the left knee, plant that foot down to the earth, and then take that right leg over the left leg, coming to a figure four stretch. And flexing the foot, go ahead, take your hands behind the left thigh, drawing the legs closer into your body. Option here to go ahead and extend the left leg long, again, flexing both feet. Breathing into the hips and the lower back here. If you have the leg extended, go ahead and bend the leg, drawing the foot down towards the earth. And then take the hands out to a T and shift your hips over to the right side and drop your feet over to the left. Still staying in that figure four stretch, just getting a nice little supine twist here. And the gaze can come past the right hand for a deeper stretch. And on the next inhale, draw it back through center, release the right foot down. Go ahead, extend the right leg long, flexing the foot, bringing the left knee in towards your chest, grabbing the shin here. And then taking your peace fingers, your pointer and your middle finger, hooking the big toe. And then bending the elbow, bending the left knee, drawing that left knee closer down towards the earth. And again, maybe you're stagnant here, or maybe you create some dynamic movement as you move the leg up and down, or the feet up and down. You may notice that one side is tighter than the other. It's perfectly normal. Go ahead and draw that knee back towards center. And then bring that right knee in towards your body. Plant that foot down. Come into a figure four stretch on the other side, flexing that left foot. Take your hands behind the right thigh, drawing those knees closer to your chest. Again, option here to stay right here. Maybe you take that right leg long, flexing the foot. Taking one more breath here. And as you exhale, draw that right foot down, back towards the earth. Take your hands out to a T. And then go ahead, shift your hips over to the left side. Draw your feet down towards the right. And then take your gaze past the left hand. Taking one more breath. And then slowly coming back through center, release the legs here. Go ahead, windshield wiper the legs from side to side. And coming back through center, draw both knees in towards the body. Give yourself a nice squeeze as the forehead comes up towards the knees, and begin to rock the length of your spine, front and back here, until you come all the way up onto your sits bones, cross the ankles over. We're gonna come straight into a child's pose. So knees come out wide, big toes come to touch, sink the hips back onto the heels, plant those hands down, lifting the elbows off the ground, melt your forehead down towards the earth, really sinking into those hips. On the next inhale, slowly rise up to your tabletop, making sure you're nice flat back here. Belly draws up towards the spine. From here, as you inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, coming into your cow pose. As you exhale, round the spine, tuck the tailbone under for cats. Inhale, draw the belly under, lift the tailbone up. Exhale, coming into cat as you round the spine. Moving through a few cat and cows here with your breath, your pace. Adding any organic movements here that your body might need. And then take one more breath and we'll meet back in neutral spine, tabletop. Go ahead and take that right leg up to the sky, so flexing the foot, bending the knee. And then from here, go ahead and start to create some circles here with your hip. So drawing circles with your knee. Trying to open up that hip. And then pause through center, then take it over to the other side. Maybe you're going counterclockwise this time. And then draw it back under the hip here. And then go ahead and take your right foot and replace the right hand with your right foot. Both hands on the inside of the right foot. And from here, go ahead and begin to toe heel that right foot out. Drawing your chest forward, lifting the heart here. Trying to create a little back bend here. Maybe you come onto the knife edge of your right foot. To open up that hip a little bit more. Then chest is lifted. Take one more breath. And then go ahead, take your hands to frame that foot, toe heel the foot back. And then coming into a half splits, flexing the foot, straightening out that right leg. Nice flat spine here as you exhale, fold forward. Making sure you're not rounding the spine here. As you inhale, come back into that low lunge. Heart reaches forward. Take your hands up towards your thigh. Inhale the arms up. And then from here, take your right hand to grab the left wrist. Inhale, reach up. As you exhale, over to the right side. A nice little lateral side stretch here. Inhale, come back up through center. As you exhale, hands plant down. And take that foot back. Again, flexing the foot up towards the sky and take that right knee behind the left knee. And then you're going to sink the hips back onto the heels, making sure that both knees are parallel. And then go ahead and we're going to come into eagle arm. So left arm comes under the right arm. If this is too much for your shoulders, maybe the hands come onto this is too much for your shoulders, the hands are going to come onto your shoulders. And then as you exhale, slowly begin to come all the way down towards the earth. Again, making sure you have a nice straight spine here. And just breathe wherever you feel the sensation the most. Send some breath there. Inhale, come up, unbind the hands, and then slowly hinge forward, plant the hands down, unwind the feet, tuck the back toes, send the hips up and back, coming into your first downward facing dog. Pedaling out the feet here, maybe rocking the hips from side to side. And then as you exhale, drop the knees back down, coming into tabletop pose. From here, again, taking that left leg, bending it, and creating some hip circles here. Drawing some circles with the knee. And then pause and take it the other direction. And then slowly bring that knee back under the hip, taking that left foot, replacing the left hand with the left foot here, drawing both hands on the instep of the left foot, reaching the heart forward, high plant. Again, maybe you toe heel the left foot out. Maybe you come on the knife edge of that left foot, opening up the hip, Creating a little back bend here as you reach the heart forward, lift the gaze. And slowly coming out of this pose as you toe heel the foot back, hands come to frame the foot. Exhale, extend the left leg long, flexing the foot, half splits. Inhale to lengthen the back as you exhale, folding forward. And really good hamstring stretch here. Inhale the low lunge. Take the hands up towards the thigh, inhaling the arms up. And then from here, taking the left hand to grab the right wrist, reaching up and over to the left side. Inhale back through center. As you exhale, hands come down to frame the foot. Take that foot back, flexing the foot, pointing it up towards the sky. Then take that left knee behind the right knee. Sinking the hips down towards the heels. Again, making sure those knees are nice and parallel with one another. Maybe you have some space here between the legs. Maybe you bring a block there. And then take your arm variation. So if you're taking eagle arms, take that right hand under the left arm, making sure the elbows are parallel to the shoulders. And from here, exhaling down. Going as far as you can today. And maybe this side feels a little different than the other side. Breathing into that space where you feel the most sensation. Inhale, rise up, unbind the hands, plant the hands down as you inch forward. Unbind the legs here, tuck the back toes, send those hips up and back, downward facing dog. Taking 3 breaths here. Really planting the hands down, lengthening up that back, belly comes up towards the spine. As you inhale, take your gaze to the top of your mat. Step your right foot up towards the top. Left foot comes to join. Halfway lift your flat back. As you exhale, fold forward. As you inhale, bend deeply through the knees, around your spine. Slowly, slowly, slowly come all the way up to mountain pose Tadasana. Inhale with the arms up. As you exhale, pray your hands. Thumb knuckles come against the sternum. Taking a moment right here. Feel the feet beneath you, grounding down through all toes, all 10 toes. And then go ahead, release the hands to your sides. We're gonna come to our first balancing pose to tree pose. So you're gonna first start by grounding down through the left foot. And then maybe the right foot, the base of the right foot comes to the inside of the right calf. Or maybe you use your hand to take that right foot on the inside of the left thigh, making sure you're not going on your knee. So find wherever you are at today. Find your drishti. Just find that focal point, something that's not moving. And maybe your hands are by your sides, maybe their hands are in prayer. Or if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, maybe your hands come up towards the sky. And maybe if you are a tree expert, maybe you play with closing your eyes. You might wobble here, which is perfectly normal. Trees wobble. Taking 1 breath here. If you have the eyes closed, slowly begin to open them. Find your grounding. And then take your hands to heart center. We're going to slowly begin to shift wherever that right foot is. We're going to slowly begin to shift it over to figure 4 stretch. So flexing that foot. So from here, taking your hands at prayer, flexing the foot, slowly begin to sink the hips down low. And tucking that tailbone in as if you're coming into a chair pose with a figure 4 stretch. Nice flat back. Shoulders away from the ears. Lift your chest forward. So maybe you're hanging out here. Maybe you want a little bit more. If you want to challenge yourself, take that right hand. See if you can reach it down towards the earth. And then take that left hand and press it onto the base of the right foot. Sinking the hips down a little bit lower. You got it. Nice strong left leg here. Take 1 more breath wherever you are. And then slowly begin to Straighten out the left leg. And from here, coming into mountain, or one-legged Tadasana. Good, nice strong foundation. Go ahead, take it to airplane. Taking the hands, palms are facing down towards the earth. Good. Again, making sure that belly is up towards the spine. All right, one more challenge for you guys. We're gonna move into half moon pose, very challenging pose. Taking the left fingertips, either to hover, or maybe it grabs a block, or maybe it grabs the ground. And then you're gonna stack the hips open. You're gonna flex that right foot, reaching the right arm up towards the sky. You got it. It's totally okay if you wobble or you fall out of it. And then slowly bend deeply through that standing leg, coming into warrior two. Nice job, guys. All right, take a moment here, making sure that knee is stacked on top of the ankle, making sure that knee is also coming towards the pinky side of the left foot. Moving breath with movement here. As you inhale, arms come up, straighten out that front leg. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, rise. Exhale, warrior two. Continue to move. 2 more breaths. And coming to warrior two. Keeping that knee bent, that front knee bent, go ahead, take that back arm, slide it down the right leg, reach up and over with the left arm to reverse your warrior. Inhale, come back to warrior two. And then from here, you're actually gonna go ahead and turn your hips so it's facing forward. I'm gonna shift myself so you guys can see what I'm doing. And you're gonna come and bring your hands to the center. So a little bit different here. Take that left hand and come onto the left thigh. So you're gonna wanna press the left thigh. That's how you're gonna open up the hip a little bit more. Maybe you're right here and this is super challenging, guys. If you want even more of a challenge, you're gonna start to take the right fingertips and walk them over to the right foot. Very challenging. I promise you're making your hips happy. Take one more breath here. And then slowly take both hands to center and slowly come up, warrior two. As you exhale, cartwheel your hands down. That right hand plants on the inside of the left foot. Left hand reaches up towards the sky. Exhale the left hand down to frame the foot. Step it back, either moving through your vinyasa, so coming through plank pose, lowering down, hovering the body. Inhale, lifting the heart for upward facing dog or maybe baby cobra. As you exhale, tuck the back toes, downward facing dog. Taking 3 breaths here. As you inhale, take your gaze to the top of your mat, either walk, step, or hop. Halfway lift when you get there. As you exhale, fold forward. As you inhale, bend the knees, round the spine, slowly rising up, mountain pose. Arms reach up overhead. Hands come to touch. And as you exhale, bring your hands to prayer. Coming into tree pose on the other side, grounding down through the right foot, placing the sole of the left foot either on the inside of the right calf or the inside of the right thigh. Take your variation here. Again, making sure we're not on the knee joint. And then take your hand variation. So maybe they're out by their sides, maybe they're in prayer, or maybe you take them up towards the sky. Option to flutter the eyes closed. And if the eyes are closed, slowly begin to open them. And then slowly come into figure 4, stretch on the other side as you slide that foot on top of the right thigh, sinking the hips down, flexing that left foot. Hands come to prayer. Really sink those hips down low, tuck the tailbone, belly comes up towards the spine. Bring those shoulders away from the ears. Again, maybe you start to challenge yourself a little bit. Maybe those left fingertips can reach the floor. And maybe that right hand comes on the sole of the left foot, pressing into the foot. Sink the hips down a little bit lower. Nice job, guys. Take one more breath. And slowly begin to straighten out the right leg, moving through one-legged Tadasana as you bring the knee in towards your chest. As you exhale, bring it back, airplane, as the hands come beside your body. Palms are facing down towards the earth. Lift the chest here. Gaze is forward. Flex that back foot. And then moving through half moon. So stacking the hips open, flexing that foot. Again, maybe the right fingertips come towards the earth, or maybe they come towards a block. Taking that left hand up towards the sky. Slight little bend in the right knee. Really engage the core here. And then bend deeply through the right knee, lower down, warrior two. Nice. As you inhale, straighten out that front leg, arms come overhead. As you exhale, warrior two. Inhale, rise. Exhale, warrior two. Moving with your breath at your pace. One more time. And we'll meet in warrior two. Keeping this bend in the knees, slide that left hand behind the left thigh, reaching up and over to reverse your warrior. Coming back to warrior two. And then coming through center here, plant the hands down. And then take that right hand to the right thigh, begin to press it back. Maybe you stay right here, maybe you walk the left hand over to the left toes. Finding your variation here. Take one more breath. And then walking both hands in the center. Slowly engaging the core, coming up to warrior two. Partwheel your hands down, pivot that back foot. Left hand plants on the inside of the right foot. Right hand reaches up towards the sky. And then right hand plants down. Step it back, either coming to downward facing dog or moving through your vinyasa. Taking 3 breaths here. Maybe you're in child's pose, maybe you're in downward facing dog. Coming back to the breath. And then wherever you are, we'll slowly come to meet back in downward facing dog. We're gonna toe heel the feet together so the big toes come to touch. And then we're gonna bend deeply into the knees, and the knees are gonna come out wide as if you're a frog. Planting the hands down. As you inhale, you're gonna see if you can do little butt kicks here. So as you inhale, planting the hands down, see if those feet can come to the glutes. And then lower back down. Inhale. Maybe the feet can come to the glutes. Play with 2 more. And see if maybe on the last one, you can jump your hands on the outsides of the feet coming into Malasana, Yogi Squat. Maybe shifting the hips back and forth here, side to side. Again, the heels are facing in, toes are facing out. All right, you guys are about to hate me for this next pose, but I promise you it does some good for the body and the hips. All right, come to stillness here. You're gonna plant the hands down in front of you. You're gonna lift the glutes up, and then you're gonna walk your hands behind you. So your arms are coming behind your knees, and then take the hands and wrap them and put them on top of the feet. And from here, as you inhale, you're gonna lift the glutes up. As you exhale, you're gonna bring the glutes down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. You got 2 more. And last one. Release the bind here. Plant the hands down. Extend the legs long. Shake it out, guys. Go ahead and bend the knees. Sway to side. Release any tension in the head. Just let it hang heavy. That was not easy. Take 1 more breath here. And then meeting back in Malasana, so those heels are in, toes are facing out, bend the knees. So maybe you hang out right here, prayer hands, thumb knuckles come to the sternum, or if you want to play with crow, you're more than welcome to. Again, as we played with last time, You're gonna plant the hands down in front of you. Those big toes come to touch. You're gonna take those frog legs. You're gonna lift the glutes up, and then you're gonna slowly begin to create that shelf in your hands. So you wanna make sure that your elbows are coming into your body and not out. So as if you're doing a tricep push-up. And slowly begin to come onto the tippy toes and slowly, slowly, slowly bring the knees onto that shelf until you can lift both feet up. Yes, nice. Take 3 more breaths wherever you are, and we'll eventually all meet in child's pose. Nice work, guys. Stop. I've been practicing. Connect back to your breath. Melting the forehead down. Breathing into the lower back and the hips. As you inhale, come up through tabletop and tuck the back toes, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. As you inhale, lift the right leg long, bend the knee, flex the foot, create some hip circles here. Taking 2 breaths here. And then coming back through center. As you exhale, plant the foot in between your hands, come up. Low lunge or high crescent lunge. From here, go ahead, take that left hand and grab the right wrist. As you inhale, reach up. As you exhale, reach over to the right side. Inhale, come back through center. As you exhale, we're gonna come to goddess. So you're gonna shift your weight. You're gonna begin to pivot that foot. So now heels are facing in, toes are facing out. Legs are nice and straight. As you inhale, reach the arms overhead. As you exhale, bend the elbows, bend the knees. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, good. Inhale, come up. Exhale, goddess squat. One more time. Exhale, and stay in the squat, guys. Rocking from side to side. Maybe the hands come to the hips. Take 1 more breath here. And then extend the legs long. Go ahead and pigeon-toe the toes or the feet. Toes are facing in, heels are out this time. Inhale the arms up. As you exhale, hands come to the hips. Slowly begin to inch all the way down towards the earth. Nice flat back. You have several options here. So maybe you take a nice stretch. You take those peace fingers, the pointer and the middle fingers. Grab your big toe, bend through the elbows, drawing your body closer to your legs. If you have a tripod headstand, maybe you play with an inversion. Again, guys, this is a virtual class, so don't do anything that you haven't ever done before. Just take your variation right here. And if you're in tripod headstand, slowly begin to lower yourself back towards the earth. Drawing both hands right under the shoulders. As you inhale, come to a flat back. And then slowly begin to round the spine as you draw it all the way up. Coming into warrior 2 as you pivot that front foot to meet the top of the mat. Arms come up. And then cartwheel the hands down. Step it back, downward facing dog. Option here to move through your vinyasa. Inhale the left foot high, bend the knee, flexing the foot, creating some hip circles. Coming back through 3-legged dog. As you exhale, plant that hand on the inside of both hands, rise up, high crescent lunge. And then take that right hand, Grab the left wrist. Inhale, reach up. As you exhale, reach over to the left side. Inhale, come back up through center. As you exhale, goddess squat on the other side. Or I'm gonna face this way so you guys can see me. All right, guys, from here, take your hands to heart center. Again, the heels are facing in, toes are facing out. We're gonna come into Skandasana. So from here, we're gonna come and bend deeply through the right leg, the right knee. And as you bend deeply, the left leg is gonna come to straighten and flexing that foot. Maybe the hands are in prayer, maybe you drop them down towards the earth, moving to the other side. So bending deep through the left knee, right leg is nice and straight, flexing the foot over to the other side. Good, moving with your breath, your pace. Yeah, your hip might pop.
Yep, that was it.
Those are the best. One more on each side. And then coming back through center as you extend both legs. Hands come up towards the hips, slowly rise up. Arms come overhead. As you exhale, arms come behind you. Take a bind here. So maybe you grab opposite elbows. Maybe your hands intertwine. As you inhale, reach up and lengthen the spine. Open up the chest as you exhale, folding forward. Letting your head hang heavy. Maybe nodding the head yes and no. And yes again. Take one more breath. Releasing the hands down towards the earth. Begin to walk your hands over to the top of your mat as you pivot the feet. Plant the hands back and step it back. Downward facing dog. Moving through your flow or meeting me in downward facing dog. And then whenever you reach downward facing dog, slowly begin to walk your hands up towards your feet. Slowly begin to walk your hands up towards your shins and your thighs, coming all the way to mountain pose. Reach the arms overhead. Palms come to touch as you exhale. Thumb knuckles pressed against the sternum, coming to prayer. From here, go ahead and toe heel the feet together so the big toes come to touch. As you inhale, you're going to come up onto the tippy toes. Find your drishti here. Find that focal point, something that's not moving. And then as you exhale, slowly begin to bend the knees. Nice and slowly, guys. Find your balance. Nice straight spine. Take one more breath here. And then as you exhale, release the hands down towards the earth. Release the glutes down. Extend the legs long. Sitting on your sits bones here, flexing the foot. Inhale the arms up. As you exhale, folding forward. Again, nice straight spine here. And then inhale, come all the way up. As you exhale, plant the hands down on the sides of your body. So we're gonna come into one last hip stretch here. So there's different variations. Extending the left leg long. You can either plant that right foot down and stay right here. Maybe you come into a figure four stretch. Again, keeping that foot flex. Or maybe you begin to bring that foot closer to your body and take the left hand and you're gonna bring the sole of the right foot on the inside of the left elbow, cradling your foot. Interlacing the hands. Again, trying to bring your shin closer to your chest. And maybe you rock that foot from side to side here. Again, take your variation. This is not an easy pose. Making sure you're sitting up nice and tall. Take one more breath. And go ahead, release the foot down. You can shake it out. And then taking the same variation on the other side. Maybe you plant the left foot down. Maybe you take that figure four stretch and you stay right here. Or maybe you bring that chin closer to your chest, taking that hand, taking the left foot on the inside of the right elbow and cradling the left leg. Breathing deeply into this pose, into this space. Take one more breath. And as you exhale, release it and shake the feet out. And then from here, sitting up nice and tall, take your hands right in front of you, extending the arms, flexing the feet, and slowly, slowly, slowly engaging the core. You begin to round the spine and slowly try to avoid that flop at the end. Bring your body all the way down towards the earth. Taking a moment right here. Draw the knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. Maybe rocking from side to side or front to back. Just massaging your back here. And then coming to our happy baby, planting that tailbone down, planting the shoulders down. Taking both legs out wide, bending the knees, grabbing the outer edges of the feet, flexing the feet here. And maybe you're stagnant, or maybe you create more dynamic pose as you rock from side to side. Maybe straightening out one leg, bending the other. And making sure that tailbone is planted down onto the earth. You have a tendency to want to lift that tailbone up. And then slowly draw the knees in towards your chest. Give yourself one last squeeze. And as you exhale, release it down toward your mat, coming into our final resting pose, our Shavasana. As you slowly melt the body into the earth, let your feet fall out to the sides. Let your hands come to the sides as the palms are facing up. And fluttering the eyes closed here. I'm going to read you a little passage I read earlier this week that really resonated with kind of what we're going through now through this pandemic. And starts with saying, it's okay to not know. Sometimes we don't know what we want, what's next, or what we think our lives will look like down the road. That's okay. If the answer is I don't know, then say it. Say it clearly. And be at peace with not knowing. Sometimes the reason we don't know is that what's coming is going to be very different from anything we've experienced before. Even if we knew, we couldn't relate to it because it's that new and it's that different. It's a surprise. Sometimes the reason we don't know is that it would be too different, too confusing for us right now. It would take us out of the present moment, cause us to worry and fuss about how we could control it or what we have to do to make it happen. Knowing would make us afraid, put us on overload, take us away from now. Sometimes our souls know, but it's just not time for our conscious minds to know yet. Sometimes knowing would take us out of the very experience we need to go through to discover the answer we're looking for. And sometimes the process of learning to trust, the process of going through an experience and coming to trust that we will ultimately discover our own truth is more important than knowing. Slowly begin to take a deep breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, release it out. Inhale nice and long. Exhale, let it all go. Begin to take some small, gentle movements in your body. Wiggling the toes, wiggling the fingers. Moving the head from side to side. Reaching the arms overhead for a nice good morning stretch. And then whenever you're ready, there's no rush whatsoever. Meeting me on your favorite side in fetal position. Using your bicep as a little pillow for under your head. taking however you long in this position. But whenever you're ready, using the palm of your hand, slowly press yourself into a nice comfortable position, sitting up nice and tall, keeping the eyes gaze, keeping the eyes soft. As you inhale, reach the arms overhead. As you exhale, bring both hands to your heart center, thumb knuckles pressed against the sternum. Bowing your chin down to your chest. Taking a moment here to thank yourself for showing up today, for focusing on you, giving yourself 45 minutes to give some love to your hips, to your body, to your mind. And thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. Draw your thumb knuckles to your third eye center, that space right in between the eyebrows. And we'll bow our heads to end class. Namaste. Thank you